So with Sebby, what were your first signs that something was that he was autistic? I'm assuming by then you kind of knew that the signs.
You know, he was saying some things like mom and dad. You know, some of the simple words that babies start saying before or around a year old. And he just stopped. Just completely stopped. That was the first real big red flag for me. But when it just, you know, struck me as a realization, it was a little bit devastating for me because I was pregnant with my, you know, fourth child. You know, I thought the chances of having a second child with autism was like, you know, like being struck by lightning. So when Sebby had autism, it was really crushing because, like I said, I was pregnant with my fourth child, and now I'm thinking, oh my gosh.
What have been Sebby's biggest accomplishments?
Sebby, I love you. He stopped talking, and he didn't start talking again until he was about 4.5 years old. All he would do is run around going ee, ee all the time. I didn't think he was ever going to talk. So him talking was a huge deal.
I'm going to talk a lot, not Bobby.
And now I can't stop him from talking.
So do you remember, just out of curiosity, what his first thing that he said after the diagnosis, well, after you knew?
It wasn't really a word per se, but it, you know, for him it kind of was. He liked the song Old MacDonald, so he started saying E-I-E-I-O. Instead of just E, it went to E-I-E-I-O. And I was like, yes, he said something else.
That's great. Okay. With Sebby, what was your worst public moment with him?
There are so many. You know, the worst horrid moment for me was he climbed over the back fence. I had the yard fenced in to make sure. I mean, really, I had a lot of things with him. Maybe not even in public, but just inside the home. But the worst public moment for me was when he climbed over the back fence and walked down the railroad tracks.
Oh my
and he got picked up by the police.
And how old was he at that time?
He wasn't talking, so he was under 4 years old. I'd like to see Sebby have some kind of a job. He'd really like to have a girlfriend, so you know, I hope that for him. But, you know, I think he'll need some kind of assisted living. I think, you know, I have a little higher expectations.
Can I live wherever I want to live, Mom?
I have a little bit higher expectations for him because he seems to be a little bit higher functioning. But, you know, I think he's always going to need some form of help because I don't think he's going to be able to, you know, do things like drive a car.